From the Kozlowski Gymnasium here on the campus of Arlington High School, Arlington Community Media Incorporated presents Arlington High School Boys Varsity Basketball. Tonight, the Spy Ponders of Arlington High School host the Red Devils of Burlington High School. Hello everyone, I'm Don Phelan. My partner tonight is Scott Zwick. Kevin Wetmore is heading up the ACMI crew here tonight, bringing you this telecast. The Spy Ponders come into tonight's game with an overall record of 10-1. They are 9-0 for tournament qualifying purposes and also 9-0 in the Middlesex League. The Red Devils come into tonight's game with a record of 5-7. So on paper, it could be an easy night for the Ponders, but watching the Red Devils warm up before the game, Scott, they look like they got a couple of players, and I think you have a little bit of a scouting report on the Red Devils.
Well, the Red Devils are a scrappy team. They come in with a 5-7 record. They have a senior forward in Mike DiMartinez, who the coaching staff kind of likens to an NBA version of Nocioni, the foreign player that played for the Bulls. He's a shooter, volume scorer. He's their best player. They also have a forward in Will Melanson. He's tall, also can shoot from the outside. So they're going to look to snipe from the outside. For the Spy Ponders, it's going to be more of the same. Push the tempo, get those deflections, and win those races.
And for the Spy Ponders, we haven't had a home telecast in quite some time, so obviously they haven't lost any games. They went on the road and beat some tough competition. They suffered their one loss of the season at Somerville, but that's one of those exclusionary games, so it kind of counts in their record, but it really doesn't. I'm still kind of confused by that whole thing, but bottom line, for tournament qualifying purposes, the Ponders are 9-0, and they are ranked number 1 in Division II North, and in the Globe Top 20, they are ranked 19th. I believe they are 15th in the Herald, so some people starting to take note of this undefeated, so to speak, Spy Ponder team.
They're taking note of the Spy Ponders, Don, and they're taking note of the Spy Ponders both in the polls and as a perennial powerhouse in Division II North. As the viewers recall, a couple of seasons ago, they made the Songus Arena by beating the Tewksbury team, who ironically was headed by Phil Connors, who is coaching tonight's Burlington club. So a little bit of familiar faces in tonight's contest. The Spy Ponders, as you mentioned, suffered their first defeat of the season to Somerville in what will no doubt be the type of action they're going to face if they are able to advance deep in the tournament. The Spy Ponders are a deep team, and they play a lot of players, and they're very well-rounded, as we're going to see tonight.
And really, when you talk to Coach Bowl and the rest of the coaching staff, they've really been getting solid reviews and good reviews on almost all of their players right now. They're saying how well that Don Black's been playing. Of course, Colin McNamara, the leading scorer on the team. Nick Corrales has been playing really well of late. And then tonight we're going to possibly have the debut of freshman Bensley Joseph, and the coaching staff is very high on him.
They're very high on Joseph. They like the way he's been practicing. They say he's been working hard, really preparing for what might be his debut tonight. And as you mentioned, Don, the Spy Ponders are really headed by a three-headed monster of McNamara, Gascon, and Black, but they're very deep.
So now we will have the introduction of tonight's starting lineups. First, they will have the disclaimer regarding MIA tournament events. And of course, too, Scott, we thought we'd be having a telecast on Sunday with the Arlington Classic, but as we've discussed on a couple of occasions, that game, if you have a schedule at home, folks, if you have that schedule, that game will not be played. Unfortunately, it was going to be the 25-year anniversary of the game, but that game has been scratched, and the next home game after tonight will be actually on Tuesday, the 31st. So here you have your starting lineup for the Red Devils. Is number 21, Will Melanson. This is one of the players of which Scott spoke a couple moments ago, a senior tri-captain. Number 12, Mike DiMartinez, Burlington's leading scorer, also tri-captain. Number 13, Gianni Newman, a 6'1" senior guard. Number 4, Mariano Rodriguez, a 6'1" junior guard, also a tri-captain. And junior guard, looks like they have a 5-guard lineup in the starting lineup. Tyler Cannon, number 10, rounds out the Red Devils starting 5. And as Scott mentioned, head coach of the Red Devils is Phil Connors. This is his first season at Burlington after several seasons as the head coach of Tewksbury. Now your starting lineup for the Spy Ponders: number 0, Nick Corrales. Number 14, sophomore James Gascoigne. Corrales also a sophomore. Junior forward number 23, Ben Wasco. Tri-captain, junior guard number 20, Dom Black. And rounding out the Spy Ponder lineup is the senior tri-captain, number 2, Colin McNamara. McNamara coming into tonight's game averaging 20 points per game, 6 assists per game. Head coach of the Spy Ponders, John Bowler, assisted by Jackie Woods, Connor Bishop, and the head of basketball operations for the Spy Ponders is Tim Schuler. And now we'll have the playing of our national anthem.
Play some hoops.
I'll tell you, looking at the Burlington line up there during the national anthem, they were only dressing 9 players tonight. They look like they have a couple guys that, one in a walking boot and another one in civilian clothes as well. So they have their starting 5 and just 4 reserves for tonight's game. And Spy Ponders generally have had a small lineup, but they look like their bench is now full with, Bensley Joseph active for tonight's game. And Daniel Kim had missed a game. Previous game that we had. So Arlington with their fullest roster of the season.
And the Spy Ponders are deep, as you said. Don like to move up and down, and that really could play in their favor tonight. They use their depth, and they're loaded with youth.
Melanson for the Red Devils and Gascoigne for the Spy Ponders. They throw it up between the big men. The tip is controlled by the Red Devils. They'll have the first possession of tonight's game.
And the Spy Ponders come out in man-to-man.
Shot is no good by Melanson. Rebound by Gascoigne.
Spy Ponders will look to move the ball side to side here. Work that offense.
Burlington also looks to be in man-to-man defense. Gascoigne baseline move, fakes, pumps, puts it up off the window, no. Rebound's tapped up to mid-court. Burlington back the other way. A little dip of the shoulder there. Shot looked like it was blocked by Ben Wasco. By DeMartinez, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Burlington ball.
Good defense by Wasco there, keeping himself in front of the player, arms straight up, no foul, little deflection.
3-point shot is short. Colin McNamara rebound. He looks to push it. It's a nice bounce pass to Don Black. High off the window, no. Rebound fought for by Wasco. Burlington comes up with it, and they're back the other way. They have a player ahead of the pack. They opt not to go that way, and now Nick Corrales just steals it.
Took it right away from him and said, give me that.
Yeah, I think that's going to get a substitution for Burlington. That player for Burlington, number 10, I believe it was ahead of the pack, and they opted not to make that lead pass and turned it over instead. No score, just underway here at the Kozlowski Gymnasium. Inside to Gascoigne. Spins, pivots into the middle, off the window and good.
Beautiful little drop step turnaround there by Gascoigne. And Don, if he can master that move, you're looking at a future all-scholastic basketball player.
Full court pressure by the Ponders. Burlington gets right through. Shot is missed. Black high for that rebound.
Very high, almost a violation there.
McNamara, he pulls up. No, decides not to. Now Nick Corrales, and Arlington will reset the offense with 17 on the shot clock. Don Black on the drive, and going to get a blocking foul on Burlington. Looks like it's going to go against number 13, Gianni Newman, first foul of the game.
Spy Ponders very deliberate on offense. They're working the ball side to side, looking the ball, get the ball inside to Gascoigne if they can.
Now, great hustle there by Ben Wasco, saved the possession. Corrales tried to make the wraparound pass. Ball gets out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Burlington.
That's a good call right there, but it is excellent hustle by Wasco to keep that ball alive. Spy Ponders feisty early.
Nick Corrales coming off a career-high 11 points recently in a game against Winchester that's past Friday. We could go tonight. It's going to result in a three-point shot there. I believe that's Melanson, and it's good. And the Red Devils have their first lead of the game, 3-2. Just a little over 2 minutes played in the first quarter.
Melanson, you got to get your hand up on him. He's a deep outside threat.
McNamara throws up the floater, no. Burlington players out of bounds. It'll be Arlington ball.
Spy Ponders need to keep their hands up on those three-point shooters, especially DeMartinez and Melanson. They're big outside threats tonight.
Tim Cannon, number 14, was the Red Devil that checked into the lineup. Gascoigne strong to the hole, no. Tough luck there for James, but now Burlington trying to beat that Arlington pressure, throws it away.
Throws it away. Gascoigne turned to face the basket. We didn't quite square his shoulders there. He kind of went up and kind of tried to knife through. What you want to do is square your shoulders. You get a little contact that way, and it makes it a much easier shot to make.
Sean Culhane for the Red Devils, number 22, checks in the lineup. Nice little left-handed shot there by Ben Wasco for two.
Wasco showing that he's ambidextrous, going up with the left hand and finishing at the 10. Burlington doing a decent job handling the press early.
Little floater there, comes up short. Nick Corrales, who has been playing solid of late for the Ponders. Gascoigne on the baseline, thought about the jumper, decides to reset. Spy Ponders lead at 4-3. 5 minutes remaining first quarter. Don Black spins no. Wasco with two more.
Don Black with the dribble penetration, and Wasco cleans up the mess for a deuce to give the Spy Ponders the lead.
4:35 remaining. Ponders lead 6-3, and an offensive foul will be called. And now we've seen Wasco do it on both ends of the floor, sacrificing the body and picking up the charge.
Definitely sacrificing the body. That was really a 50-50 call, and if I got to be honest, Don, and be a little bit objective here, I'm not quite sure he had position right there.
I agree with you on that. Spy Ponders will take the call, though.
Sure will. And you love the effort.
Black fakes the three-pointer. Collin yet to score tonight. Pulls up the two. No good. Gascoigne might have pushed off on that rebound, but he gets the putback.
Pushed off or not, he went strong, then squared the shoulders and finished at the cup.
8-3 Ponders almost halfway through the first quarter.
See if they can stop that dribble penetration. Hand up on all the shooters. Keep them out of the middle. That's the key.
Three-point shot from the corner, no good. Don Black with the rebound. Goes around the back, 3-on-3 break. Nice little bounce pass to Wasco. Wasco hits the floor to save it. Still loose on the ground. Gascoigne comes up. This could be a dunk. No, he lays it in.
Gascoigne, a little serendipity there. Found a loose ball. Two giant steps into the 10.
Gascoigne with 6 of the Ponder 10. Little pull-up jump shot there is good. That's number 12, Mike DeMartinez.
DeMartinez stopping and popping and able to connect to keep the Burlington club within shouting distance.
Gascoigne, they're looking for a travel from the Burlington bench. They're not getting it, but Gascoigne has 2 more. He's been dominant tonight with 8.
The bank is open for Gascoigne, and I'll tell you something, Don. Not sure what's going on here, but that was what we call a Sigma pivot. He pivoted with the off foot around. You'll see Jefferson in the NBA do it often. It's kind of a reverse type pivot. Then he spun, used the glass, showing a full repertoire tonight.
For the Spy Ponders, number 24, Joey Pazia checks in the lineup, and the buzz in the crowd is the debut of number 10, Bensley Joseph. Into the Spy Ponder lineup for the first time this season. Little backdoor cut by the Red Devils, and Joseph has the block. Right there's a foul on the play. I don't know if it was Joseph or somebody else that will get it. And they're going to say it was on the freshman, so the freshman comes in, and he's in the score sheet already with a block slash foul.
He's already in the score sheet. Looked like a clean block to me, and sometimes when you're making your debut as a freshman, sometimes those fouls kind of find you early. Nice rotation, though, by the freshman. Really was heads up. Little cut to the basket. Didn't bite for the slip, and he was there to make the block.
One of two for Mariano Rodriguez, the tri-captain. Spy Ponders lead at 12-6. There's Colin McNamara with a spin move. No, came up a little short. Now Burlington has a player ahead of the pack, and it's Melanson who will go all the way to the 10 and lay it in.
Melanson leaking out, finishes strong at the basket, keep Burlington in shouting distance here. Spy Ponders, you just pick up their effort a little bit here, not getting back on defense. Offense looks fine, but they got not many deflections or steals early.
A good hustle there by Burlington, and a timeout will be called by Burlington as it was number 14, Tim Cannon, hitting the deck, grabbing the ball, and to save the possession, Burlington coach Connors takes the timeout.
He sure does take the timeout, Don, and we've talked in the past, and I'll say it again, I've always likened basketball to 1,000 little races to spots on the floor, and the team that wins the most races out of those 1,000 usually wins the ball game. And right there in the last minute, you've seen the Burlington club win a few of those races, and they've got the basketball now after a win of a race of a loose ball. And right now, you know, certainly Burlington doesn't have the type of talent that Arlington has, but they're matching their Arlington's effort and at times exceeding it. And Arlington's going to have to look themselves in the mirror right now and say, how do we want to play tonight? Do we want those deflections? Do we want those steals? Are we going to play like the Arlington team that's 10-1, 9-0 in Division II, ranks 15th in the state? Or are we just going to kind of sleepwalk through a Friday night game at home looking for our 29th straight home winning streak?
Well, Burlington will inbound here. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter, and the Red Devils are hanging around, down just 12-8. We see Don Black guarding Martinez. Three-point shot there by Melanson was no good.
I'll tell you, Don Black skies for rebounds.
Still looking for travels on Gascoigne. Pleading to both officials is Coach Connors. Here's Gascoigne inside now. That was going to be a travel. As he backed his way in, he slid the pivot foot. And a traveling violation is called.
And he wasn't traveling one of those times Connors was screaming for it. A lot of times a young player kind of gets great 5-second call.
Probably see two of those a year, but the Spy Ponders with excellent inbounding pressure and defense caused the turnover. And we mentioned Don Black. Scott, one thing that he does is he always seems like he guides the other team's best players, one of the best defenders in the league. And I think he's going to be matched up against Martinez, the leading scorer for Burlington. And Martinez held to just 2 points here in the first quarter. Here's a three-point shot there, no good by Tim Cannon.
Joseph skying for the rebound.
Under a minute remaining in the quarter. And now good defense there by Martinez. Causes the turnover. This is Melanson for three, and he hits.
And what happened there is the Spy Ponders got in a scramble. The freshman made a little bit of a mistake trying to jump a pass there and put the Spy Ponders in a bit of a scramble mode. and they make him pay with a three-pointer.
Put a 9-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, so the Ponders cannot hold for a final shot. Burlington will get a final possession. Joseph tied up there on the sideline. Now Gascoigne being guarded tightly by Melanson. Here comes Joseph into the lane. Nice little pass to Don Black underneath. Black up and under, lays it up and in.
A tremendous pass by the freshman.
Now Burlington trying to get that final shot. Shot is blocked. Are they going to get this three-point shot by Martinez? No good. Rebound to Gascoigne. And that ends what was a very exciting and well-played first quarter.
Exciting and well-played first quarter. An exclamation point put on it by number 10, the super freshman Bensley Joseph. Had the ball in the corner, looked a little bit confused, looked very much the freshman that he is. Then dribble drive, turned the corner, and then he looked like a superstar, making a spectacular pass to Don Black, who finished at the cup to give the Spy Ponders a 14-11 lead at the end of one.
You know, Scott, speaking of Bensley Joseph making his varsity debut tonight, as we mentioned, the coaching staff very high on him, they think he can be an impact player this year. As a coach, what can you really expect from a freshman?
You know, I'm someone that I was more of a elder statesman type of a coach. I like to bring freshmen, sophomores along as slowly as possible. But when you have a talent like Bensley Joseph, the word from the coaching staff is that he's been playing so well in practice that he's been one of the better players in practice. And when a player earns the playing time, you got to give it to him.
Yep. Well, they're going to use Joseph as the point guard. He's number 10 out there. Going to take a long three, and he's got it.
And right on cue, way downtown, bang for the super freshman Joseph.
Bensley Joseph with his first points as a Spy Ponder, and the Spy Ponders lead it 17-11. And geez, there's something about him, Scott, to get the crowd. They must just know about him. As Burlington tries to answer with the three and cannot. Don Black with the rebound, but you can just feel the buzz that the crowd has. Now he's going to fake. And the ball's knocked out of his hand and out of bounds.
Well, the crowd is buzzing, and he's got an air about him of a player much older than he is. Another good look there. Oh, wow.
I don't know about that one. Looks like Gascoigne had just fumbled the entry pass and then dribbled it. You are allowed to fumble, dribble, and fumble again. And that's what I thought had happened there. Well, let's check the Spy Ponder lineup. You have Nick Corrales, number 0, Joey Pazia, number 24, Don Black, number 20, James Gascoigne, number 14, and number 10, Bensley Joseph. Burlington working the ball around. Ball had been knocked loose. That's why there was no traveling violation. And Bensley's going to take that charge, and he's going to get called for the foul.
It's his second foul, a nice charge call. But what happened there is the Spy Ponders got themselves out of rhythm by allowing dribble drives into the middle. They want to force everything to the outside and especially discourage or prevent dribble drives. And when you don't do it on 3 consecutive dribble drives, you're going to pay for it. They paid for it there in the form of Bensley Joseph's second foul, and he's going to have to exit the game after making an immediate impact in the short time he was in it.
He picked up his second on the team. And this will be number 14, Tim Cannon, at the line for 2. Cannon made 1 of 2. Who was that?
That was Joey Pazia. The bank is open for him as well. The Spy Ponders using the glass, and now Corrales really hawking the ball.
Pazia's first points of the game. Oh, nice pass there by Melanson to Martinez, and he'll lay it in.
It's a great pass there by Martinez, and dribble drive penetration again for the Burlington club. Too much dribble drive allowed by the Spy Ponders.
Don Black for 3. He's got it.
Black from way downtown. Bang! And head coach Phil Connors, it's Groundhog Day for him all over again. Not seeing what he likes. as Don Black bangs home a three-pointer. And I'll tell you something, Don Black, I can't say enough about this Super Junior Don Black. I'm seeing things, but as his jumping ability increased as the season went on, he's taking balls, rebounds, literally
off the rim.
Yep. I thought one was actually possibly a goaltend. That's how close that's how high he was up for taking the rebound down. And it's just up and up and up for Black. The sky is the limit.
Now for Arlington, checking into the lineup for the first time is number 1, Jaden Doughton. And Doughton played very well in his last game. He's had a good week of practice, and the coaching staff thinks that this could be his breakout night tonight. So let's see if that happens. The ball's knocked out of bounds, just thrown out of bounds by Burlington. No deflection there. It'll be Arlington ball.
No deflection, but it's the pressure that the Spy Ponders were able to give them with the full court, a little bit of switching there, confused the Burlington club and caused an unforced error, as they say.
So a lot of substitutions for the Ponders as Ben Wasco is back in the lineup, Colin McNamara back in the lineup. Corrales stays in there, and here comes Doughton to the tin. No, like there was some contact there, but they play on, and Burlington comes up with the rebound.
Great look by Black, driving and dishing.
Now they're saying that Doughton is a Division I football talent. His three-pointer there from the corner. And that looks like it's Melanson's game for a big guy. He likes to spot up and be that stretch 4 or 5, I guess, if you will. Knocking down, I think that's his third 3 of the night.
The Burlington club is a lot like a Euro club with the big stretching out and shooting three-pointers. Got to get a hand up.
Calling from just inside the three-point line. No. Good rebound there by Rodriguez.
Colin McNamara needs to start taking the basketball to the tin. You go to the tin first, then you shoot the three-pointers if you're someone of Colin McNamara's skill and dexterity.
Foul committed by Nick Corrales. I believe that is his first, third on the team.
I certainly don't mind that foul by Corrales. He's really working hard, although right there gave up a little dribble drive.
Ball's knocked loose by the Ponders. Now they turn it right back over. Martinez is going to take a little pull-up pop around the rim and out. McNamara with the rebound. Ponders, yeah, they could have maybe had something if they pushed it. It goes inside to Ben Wasco. Back outside to McNamara on the baseline now to Don Black. Doughton from the foul line takes it right to the hole and lays it up and in.
Doughton picking up right where he left off, and last week especially working hard in practice, and it's paying off for him.
Doughton's first hoop of the game. Now a little lefty floater there by Rodriguez. No, Wasco with the rebound. Dom is ahead of the pack. Oh, a nice little no-look pass to Wasco. Has to flip it up. A little bit of contact. Officials say play on. Nice little play there by the Ponders. There's Melanson for 3 more. No, not this time. There's your man Don Black with another rebound.
Skying for the rebound is Don Black.
I don't know how many rebounds he gets per game, but they have him at 16 points and 3 assists per game.
Steals.
Steals, thank you. Little floater there by Wasco, couldn't come up with it.
That's a good call right there. Colin McNamara giving some effort for the rebound. Colin McNamara is the bedrock player of this Arlington team, the senior tri-captain. But Don, I got to tell you this: he needs to step his effort up a little bit on both ends. As a senior leader, maybe he's suffering from a little bit of injury, a little bit of fatigue, but they need him tonight.
Colin yet to score tonight. Don Black to the rim, lays it in.
And right on cue, a nice screen set there by McNamara, freeing up Black to finish at the can.
For Arlington, number 33, Sam Swift into the lineup. Swift scored 7 straight points in the fourth quarter against Lexington to help put that game away in a recent game. Arlington getting contributions from the whole team. Tough shot there by Martinez, but he puts it in off the window.
Another dribble drive by Burlington, sets up a deuce, and here's McNamara. Right on cue, it's almost like he's listening to the broadcast. He says, Mr. Zwick and Mr. Phelan, I know what to do with the ball when I got it. There's your dribble drive, the hoop and the harm for 2.
McNamara with his first basket of the game. He'll be at the line with a chance to complete a 3-point play. And he does just that. So McNamara took it coast to coast and completes the three-point play. Ben Wasco out of the Ponder lineup, James Gascoigne back in.
Musical chairs for the Spy Ponders using all their bench.
Steal by Swift. Gets it to Colin McNamara, and he's going to commit an offensive foul. There's a good defensive play there by number 13, Gianni Newman. Newman had the position, and Colin went right into him and commits the offensive foul.
It was a nice play by Newman, Don, but do you think that he needs to give the person with the ball there a step, or did I miss that?
I think he was in the right place at the right time, and Colin was a little bit unfortunate. Three-point shot there by Martinez is good.
And this Martinez can stroke it from deep. You got to find him on transition and get a hand up.
Under 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Ponders lead it by 8. And there's Gascoigne. That looked like it might have been an extra step, but he does not get the call, and he lays it in.
And
10 for James.
Squared his shoulders, finished off the backboard, and Gascoigne really showing his worth down low tonight.
Two and a half left in the first half. Ponders by 10. Melanson's three, no good. Doughton with the rebound. Got himself caught up trying to get the ball ahead of the pack, and he'll be called for a traveling violation.
The right idea by Doughton. He secures the rebound. He's looking to push the ball up the court. Jumped before he had made the decision what to do with the ball. Always a no-no, especially at the high school level. In the professional levels, you see it all the time. They go up in the air, they're not sure what to do with it. But that's why they're professionals, because they have 40-inch verticals.
Number 22, Sean Culhane into the Red Devil lineup. Is Melanson one time trying to go to the hole for a change. Here comes Arlington the other way. McNamara puts it up, no. Doughton, no. Swift kicks it back out. Dom Black dives in, lays it up, no. Gascoigne with the rebound, no. Several chances for the Ponders. Ball's knocked out of bounds, and it will be Arlington ball.
4 chances at the basket for the Spy Ponders. The effort was there. The result was not. And they're rewarded with the ball again for a 5th try to score the basket on this possession.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the first half, and the Ponders lead it by 10. As Doughton floats it up, no, he'll go to the line for 2.
I like how Doughton turns, squares his shoulders, and fights through the contact to get the ball at the basket. He's rewarded with a couple of free throws.
Significant second quarter minutes for the sophomore. His first free throw is no good.
Going to get a little more arc on that shot. I like the knee bend, but a little more arc. Think to yourself, smooth stroke. That's what you always want to think, smooth stroke. There's a smooth stroke.
There you go. 1 of 2 for Jaden. 3 points on the night.
Good effort by Jaden Doughton there.
Yep, he'll go to the bench for a breather. Ben Wasco, and now Burlington goes to the long play, and it worked. And they lay it up and in. That's number 14, Tim Cannon, as the touchdown play worked for the Red Devils in that instance.
A little rim 10 by Burlington, and Arlington may have to get a person off the ball.
McNamara with the left hand lays it in.
A great move by McNamara, showing that he too is ambidextrous, along with Dom Black, who has tried several attempts at the basket with his left hand.
Melanson bottled up, and Don Black knew right where he was going in the passing lane, and it's going to be a foul. Great hustle there. I think that's Martinez on the ground for the Red Devils, but he hustled back and at least prevented an easy basket, but he will be called for the foul, and Don Black will go to the line for 2 shots.
My man, Dom Black, with the deflection, the steal, the harm, and he goes to the line for a couple of freebies. No one guarding him here.
First free throw, no good.
Be interested to see if the Spy Ponders go full court man-to-man, and if they do, if they take a man off the ball and put him at half court to prevent from that home run play.
1 of 2 for
They
Black.
do not.
He has 8 on the night, coming up on the final minute remaining in the first half. Way in the corner, 3-point shot, no good. by Tyler Cannon. Black with another rebound.
Black skying for the rebound.
McNamara, a little push off, floats it into the lane, around the rim and out. Again, Burlington looking for the long pass. And that's going to be a foul on Ben Wasco on the pass off. Arlington had 2 to give, so good aggressive defense by the Ponders. I don't know if Ben's in any foul trouble, but clearly the foul on him. And for Arlington, number 13 tri-captain Daniel Kim will check into the Ponder lineup.
Burlington is getting some traction with throwing the ball deep, whether it be out of the inbounds. Here's a backcourt, another unforced error.
Yeah, just going to be a turnover on the inbound play. Arlington ball.
43 seconds left. Spy Ponders could think to get a 2-for-1 if they could shoot it within 13 seconds, but McNamara doesn't seem interested in that.
Arlington has used upward of 10 players here so far tonight.
McNamara to the basket, finishing at the hole with his left hand again.
I think most of his at least two of his baskets have been left-handed tonight. Red Devils can hold for a final shot. Arlington starting to pull away here in the second quarter. They lead at 37-23, 10 seconds remaining. Rodriguez to the hole, looked like he might have traveled, no good. Don Black coming, short time remaining, 5 seconds. Let's see if the Ponders can get off a final shot. Black might have carried it. Instead he makes a beautiful pass to Gascon, but no! They're gonna get an offensive foul on Don Black. That basket will not count. And let's see if they're gonna put any time up on the clock, because the foul was committed, the whistle was blown, and then time expired. I think they're probably gonna have to put 1 second up on the clock.
Don, I tell you, I hate that call. Anytime someone takes a charge directly under the basket, in that case it was behind the basket. I don't even like the charge on pass plays anyway, but anytime someone's taking a charge underneath the basket, I'm not a big fan.
They're going to put half a second up on the clock. And Burlington will just be happy to inbound it. Martinez will throw it up. I don't think it would have counted anyway. And that's the way we will go to the half. Now, I did see some Arlington students dressed in black, so I don't know if we're going to have a little halftime show by the cheerleaders, and then perhaps there might be a dance club routine after that. So I'm going to advise our camera folks to maybe stay with it at the half here, and we'll get coverage of these events. And then Scott's going to have a special guest after that, and then we'll be back with second half action. Score at the end of the half, Arlington 37 and Burlington 23.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, what do you want to talk about? Let's say I'm going to open up with the winter season's going along, some big goings on in the city of Boston.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is
We
that
had the
good
garden
intro?
game and the Fenway. Yeah.
And then just ask you for the general state of affairs in Arlington athletics,
Yes.
like we do.
Yes.
All right. I'm ready.
Where am I looking?
Right there.
All right.
Are you ready? And we're back. Halftime of the Spy Ponder game where the home team, the good guys, lead 37-23. I'm lucky to be here with Arlington High Athletic Director Melissa Dugalecki. And Melissa, with the winter sports underway, some big goings on in the city of Boston.
Yeah, absolutely. We have been in the city of Boston a little more frequently this year. We had girls basketball, had the opportunity to play against Belmont at the Garden, which was an unbelievable experience, a great memory for them. And boys hockey played Burlington in Fenway, in the Frozen Fenway event, which was, just unbelievable. We had our band there, the Madrigals were there, cheerleaders were there, student body was well represented, so it was a really nice community event.
What a remarkable experience for all those student athletes. That's super. Tell us a little bit about more about the winter session and how the clubs are doing.
Yeah, the teams are doing really well. It's been a fun and a busy winter. Wrestling has been on a winning streak in January. I don't believe they have lost yet this month.
Happy New Year.
I know, absolutely. Boys hockey is doing really well. They just upset the #1 seed in the state, which was an exciting game against Pope Francis. Girls hockey is really strong. They're on track for tournament. Boys basketball, as you've seen, has been having an incredibly strong season this year as well.
It is amazing when you look and you think, I coached for many years basketball, and it's very difficult to have a strong basketball team and a strong hockey team at the same time. That's quite remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I've actually said that a few times recently. It's, I think, a reflection of just the talent of our student athletes, the commitment of our coaches to have so many strong programs in one season.
That's awesome. Well, Melissa, we always like it when you stop by. Congratulations on some successful things with Frozen Fenway and getting the girls basketball at the Garden.
Yeah.
Things are going strong. Hope we get a nice big win today, and hope you come back and talk to us soon.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll be back for the second half right after this. All right. Great job. So, how'd you get it done? Both.
Fenway was Burlington kind of helped us out, and the Garden, we just put in paperwork.
Yeah. Good job.
Paperwork and, yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
That's like really, that's just awesome.
Yeah.
That's like really good. I saw pictures of that. Like
Fenway was,
that's an experience of a lifetime for both of them. Something to be able to take. Great job. Good job. Keep it up.
yeah.
All right. We'll talk soon.
All right.
Thanks. What's that? Good.
So nothing happened at halftime, right?
No.
Oh well,
Ready to go back on?
whenever they want. Hey, if you want to do that ACMI thing, like the
You want to start off with it?
yeah.
Hi.
Or maybe right before the second half starts.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. And And back at the Kozlowski Gymnasium, getting ready for second half action. Don Phelan, Scott Zwick, and Kevin Wetmore is leading the ACMI crew, bringing you this telecast. Spy Ponders with a 37-23 halftime lead. And Scott, Ponders led it only by 3 at the end of 1, but they were really able to extend it there in the second quarter.
Yeah, Don, I think the depth really showed. The Spy Ponders played 10, maybe 11 players in that first half, and I think that really began to grind on the Burlington team. They committed some unforced errors. The Spy Ponders were just able to just kind of overwhelm them overall. I didn't think it was the Spy Ponders' most wonderful half of the year, but I thought their depth really showed, and at the end, Colin McNamara taking it to the basket really was the difference in the Spy Ponders pulling away.
Well, in our game notes, when you talked to assistant coach Jackie Woods, he mentioned to you that they really wanted to emphasize getting the ball into the paint and finishing, which they've been kind of struggling as late. Looked like in the first quarter especially, they did a good job of that with James Gascoigne, who had 8 first quarter points and 10 for the half.
Well, Gascoigne showed a plethora of moves down low. We saw the drop step, we saw a jump hook, we saw up strong with squared up shoulders. So he's really showing it all down low and using the bank several times. Gascoigne is a sophomore. Being able to show such an advanced move as a Sigma pivot is something to really look forward to in the future for the Spy Ponders.
Burlington ball to begin the second half. For the Spy Ponders, the 5 that began the game will begin the second half. 3-point shot there by Martinez is no good. James Gascoigne, number 14, Colin McNamara, number 2. Ben Wasco, number 3, has the ball there for an easy deuce on a nice feed from Colin McNamara. Nick Corrales, and who's running up the starting lineup that they missed? James Gascoigne, number 14, the 5 for the Ponders.
McNamara with a nice heads-up play.
Inside is Martinez for an easy 2.
And Martinez isn't a bad little player. Inside, outside, right there to the rack, squared his shoulders nice and finished at the cup.
So Martinez and Melanson combining for 22 of the Red Devil 25. They've only had 4 people score in the game thus far. And the other players are Rodriguez, who had just 1 free throw, and Tim Cannon with just 3 points. And a 3-point shot by Ben Wasco. I didn't know that was part of his game, but he knocks it down from the corner.
I didn't either, but he shot it with conviction, follow through and finish. And a 3-pointer for Ben Wasco.
Ponders with their largest lead of the game. There's McNamara with the left hand again, consistently going to the left tonight. That one did not fall. Rodriguez for 3, no good. Rebound, Bosch, scrap. There's Corrales, scrapping away as always. Melanson for 3, and he knocks it down. And for Burlington, Ben Wasco looks like he was a little shaken up, but now he appears to be okay.
Wasco coming up a little gimpy, but another 3-pointer for Burlington, keeping him within shouting distance here. Spy Ponders got to do a little bit of better job of getting their hands up on those 3-point shooters.
Now inside, Gascoigne fighting for position with number 13, Gianni Newman, and Newman will pick up the foul.
Newman will pick up the foul, but what I'd like to see from Gascoigne is himself get a little bit of a wider base. The wider base will get himself a bigger target for people to throw him the basketball.
Don Black into the paint, puts it up, no, but he's fouled on the play.
And Don, what that is there is what I call an earned call. Don Black has been aggressive all game on both offense and defense, and so when he goes up for the shot and there's 50-50 type contact, he gets the benefit of the doubt and is rewarded with 2 free throws.
9 on the night for the junior tri-captain. Looking for double figures yet again, and he has it.
A swish and a nice smooth stroke from Black.
So 10 for Black, 10 for Gascoigne, 9 for Wasco, 7 for Colin McNamara. Arlington with some nice balanced scoring so far here tonight. Colin McNamara, and that should be an offensive foul, and it is.
It is an offensive foul. I don't mind it at all. I say to the defender, you know what, if you're going to take those, I'm going to come in a little bit stronger next time. And My knee was at about your chin right there, so good luck taking another one of those. Good take to the basket by Colin McNamara, who is coming up a little bit ginger on his left ankle. Something to keep an eye on.
And now timeout on the floor. I didn't catch who called that timeout.
I believe the Spy Ponders did, Don, and I believe they're very concerned about Colin McNamara.
Well, he's over there outside the huddle, and the training staff is behind him. They're not really talking to him. It's trainer Kirsten Merlino and intern trainer Ian Miller for the Ponders.
Coach Woods is talking to him, but perhaps he has some medical experience that we're not aware of.
Yeah. Well, Colin is going to come out. Now he's kind of holding his knee a little bit, and looks like he's going to be okay, but he's all the way at the end of the Ponder bench. And Arlington was going to sub in Bensley Joseph, number 10 anyway, so that made Coach Bowles' decision a little bit easier. So, again, Burlington trying for that long pass, and Arlington will let it go all the way out of bounds. Having not been touched, Arlington will get the ball all the way back on the baseline underneath their own offensive basket.
Don Black not quite aware of that rule. I am working with an official in Mr. Phelan. Don, you've been official for how many years?
22.
22 years of calling fouls against angry basketball players.
There's Don Black with a little spin move, floats up, no. Rebound fought for, Burlington comes up with it. Burlington substituting one of their JV players, who unfortunately is not on our roster of players. He throws the ball away. Maybe he committed a foul there too. Now it's just kind of helter-skelter out there. But Arlington really was like, I don't know, an animal looking at fresh meat or something when they saw that JV uniform. And Arlington just double-teamed that poor player, and it was carnivorous for a second there. Here's Joseph, little lefty pull-up jump shot on the baseline is good.
And Joseph's lefty jumper from 10 is carnivorous as well, as he's stopping and popping and dazzling and finazzling this crowd. The freshman number 10, Joseph.
Good defense there by Gascoigne, knocking the ball out of bounds. Now Arlington again with an effective double team. It was Gascoigne and Wasco who put the double team on number 10, Tyler Cannon. Here's Joseph for three.
Joseph from way downtown, bang! The super freshman!
So now, Scott, if you're a team scouting Arlington and you see that they're 9-0 as it is, and now you have this player coming in that you haven't seen all season, and some teams probably haven't scouted him, and now they're saying, what the heck's going on here? This team just got even better. Now he throws it up off the window and in, count the basket, and Bensley Joseph will go to the line with a chance for a three-point play.
Bensley Joseph, a big, big boom to the basket, the hoop and the arm for the super freshman, showing his debut to be magnificent.
51-28 Arlington, 4:30 remaining in the third quarter. Joseph completes the three-point play.
Of course he does. Why not complete the three-point play?
And all of a sudden, just like that, he's the Ponders' leading scorer for the night. Here's Martinez, fakes, pulls into the paint. Pull-up jumper, no. Don Black, unlucky on that one, just couldn't corral the rebound, and Burlington will get the ball back.
You know, John, I want to piggyback on something you just said about team scouting Arlington.
Right, yes, please.
Not only team scouting Arlington, I'll tell you something. If Joseph is the real deal and is a real impact player, this puts them in the absolute conversation as the best team in Division II North, maybe Division II statewide.
You don't want it, Nick.
They said he could make an impact, and he's showing that so far tonight. And remember, his minutes tonight have been kind of limited, as Martinez makes a nice move, but no good, and puts it back up and in. Because if you think about it, Scott, he had a couple of hoops in the first half, and then he picked up the second foul. He came right out of the lineup. As Don Black goes to the basket, no, but he'll go to the line for two.
And there is Joseph there making what I call a hidden play that doesn't show up in the box score. He moved the ball up the sideline, got it, immediately throwing it up. Corrales is excellent at this. Don Black is excellent at this. Usually something reserved for juniors and seniors you're seeing by freshmen and sophomores. In the case of Black, a junior. The underclassmen on this team is just astounding. When you add Joseph into the mix, and Gascoigne as a sophomore, and Corrales is a sophomore, and Black is a junior. The present is bright, but the future is even brighter.
Black hits both free throws. He has 12 on the night, so now he is Arlington's leading scorer. Now Burlington throws it away. So during that last free throw situation, number 1, Jaden Doughton checked into the Arlington lineup. Number 24, Joey Pazia checked into the Arlington lineup, and I guess he's okay because number 2, Colin McNamara, back into the Arlington lineup. McNamara well below his season average of points. He just has 7, averaging 20 per game so far this season. He's had 49 in the last 2. As Joseph got bottled up, ball's knocked away. Long pass ahead of the pack. Rodriguez high off the window, no. Doughton might have got a piece of that. Martinez is going to take the 3, no. Joseph skying for that rebound. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Burlington. It'll be Arlington ball.
Joseph shows he's human by making a mistake on one end, but doesn't hang his head, doesn't get upset, hustles back, and creates a ball for Arlington by hustling after a rebound. Love what I see from this Joseph. Can't get enough.
54-30 Ponders coming up on 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Colin McNamara, he should get another charge. This time they pass on the call. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll be Arlington ball.
What you love to see there from McNamara is he gets a tough charge call against him a few minutes ago, maybe a little bit nicked up, banged up, but right back on the horse, right back going to the tin strong. That shows his toughness. That shows his mettle as a basketball player and a varsity athlete at Arlington High School.
Yeah, mistake there by the Ponders on the inbounding play. They turn it over. Burlington will get the ball with 3:04 remaining in the third. Ponders up by a comfortable 24-point margin. Don't know if that Burlington player from the JV is Ron McPhee. We'll have to see if we can find out who that is. And they're going to get Melanson for a traveling violation.
Great call there. He kind of hopped twice.
Yeah.
And, the spot. I'll tell you, Don, you just hit the nail on the head with 32 out there wearing that JV uniform. He just looks kind of like he's got a target on his back. Right. Come take the ball from me.
He's holding his own.
He sure is.
Well.
He sure is.
Inside, they try to get it to Doughton. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Burlington. They remain Arlington ball. 16 seconds on the shot clock. 2:34 remaining in the third quarter.
Doughton on his man pinned high. If he went up top, it would have been a nice little easy layup for Doughton. Let's see what Joseph has here. Nice crisp passes. I love his crisp passes.
Well, they got the tall Melanson on a switch now. It's Martinez on Colin McNamara, and Ponders lose control of the basketball. Martinez fakes. He's going to go to the hole, dives in, kicks it back out. Rodriguez, a nice little ball movement there by the Red Devils, results in a three-point shot for Will Melanson. The timeout will be called, I believe, by Burlington.
Great ball movement there by the Red Devils. It's easy to say that they're a struggling club, or they may not look so good. When you're playing one of the top teams in the state, that's what sometimes happens. And Don, I'd like to let everyone know that if you're interested in coming down for an ACMI broadcast, being part of our wonderful team here, go to acmi.tv, give us a call, come on down, be part of the broadcast, be part of the team. It's a wonderful atmosphere. It's a family-type atmosphere, something that we all love to do. Being part of the broadcast, part of the Arlington community, and that's what we do here at Arlington Community Media Incorporated. We have fun, and we make broadcasts.
Coming up on 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter, Ponders lead it by 21. Inside, good ball movement by Arlington, results in a three-pointer by Joseph, no good. There's Doughton high for the rebound, but he could not control it, and it will be Burlington ball.
Joseph missing a three-pointer for the first time, I believe, tonight, but the stroke looks smooth.
Now for Arlington, number 22, Stephen McGilvery will check in on the lineup for the first time tonight. So Arlington has pretty much played everybody, with the exception of Adrian Black has not been in the lineup for Arlington, number 4. Three-point shot from the corner, no good. There's Doughton with the rebound, gets it over to Joseph.
Look at those passes, those crisp passes.
And there's McGilvery, had his shot blocked.
Nice little block there by the Nocioni type.
Martinez. Now, errant pass there by the Red Devils results in a turnover. It will be Arlington ball.
Several unforced errors by the Burlington club tonight. There was another one. And when you see errors like that, Don, it's a sure sign that fatigue is set in. Spy Ponders, as you mentioned, have played just about everyone on their roster. They're a deep club. They play full court man. They don't stop, and it takes its toll on the opponent.
Nick Corrales back into the Ponder lineup, replacing Colin McNamara. So if Colin is indeed a little bit shaken up, this is a good opportunity for Coach Bowler to really sit him down and let him maybe sit the rest of this game out. Joseph's pull-up pop is no good. Doughton fought for the rebound. Burlington comes up with it coming up in the final minute of the third quarter. Ponders lead it by 21. Three-point shot is good in the corner, and that's number 22, Sean Culhane, with his first basket, and only the 5th Red Devil to score tonight.
Culhane, with a hand in his face, makes a nice three-pointer.
Inside to Corrales. He looked like he got hit. Doughton tried to throw it up there. Now the ball's loose on the ground. Good hustle there by both teams. And I think on the alternating possession rule, it's going to be Arlington ball.
Well, there's no surprise that Corrales is on the floor for a loose ball.
Now, one official is pointing that it's Burlington ball, but I'm pretty sure Burlington got the ball at the beginning of the third quarter. And I don't remember any held balls up till then. I don't think they switched the arrow on the scoreboard, and that's what caused a little confusion. But usually the officials keep track of that on their own and don't really rely on the scoreboard. But anyway, they have it right, and it's going to be Arlington ball. Nice little no-look pass by Don Black to McGilvery. No. Black with the rebound, and he's just being harassed. Foul called.
A great pass by Black on the inbound, and then you see there he's just strong with the basketball.
5th team foul on the Red Devils. Ponders with just one third quarter team foul. Black, he's going to get an easy, nope, good defense there, but now he spins the other way and ends up getting to the hard way. Beautiful move.
Black with a dipsy-do, up and under, finish at the cup, showing that he can finish with the left or the right.
Three-point shot there. Got the same player, number 22, Sean Culhane with 3 more. Back-to-back threes by Culhane.
Culhane likes that dagger 3 or the corner 3.
56-39, final possession for the Ponders with 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Only 5 seconds left. Don Black, tricky dribbles. Oh my goodness, beautiful move, and he's fouled on the play.
Tricky dribble by Black, a nice little crossover to the basket, the harm, and 2 foul shots for my man, John Black.
Black, the Ponder leading scorer thus far tonight with 14, looking to add to that total. He's been pretty good at the line tonight. 15 now for Dom.
Love that stroke. Watch the rotation of the basketball. It's a smooth stroke, nice little arc. Hope I don't jinx him here. And I don't.
No, sir. 16 for him. 1.3 seconds remaining. Oh, what a play by the Red Devils. And it's blocked from behind by Corrales. What a great defensive play by Nick Corrales to end the third quarter, as it looked like the long pass by the Red Devils was going to result in an easy 2, but Corrales said, no thank you.
A home run pass, and Corrales says, not on my watch. A big block by Corrales. Always doing the little things. Some that don't show up in the box score, but that sure did. A big block for Corrales, giving the Spy Ponders a commanding lead going into the fourth.
58-39, your score at the end of 3. And barring something really unforeseen, the Ponders are going to extend their home regular season winning streak to 29 games.
29 games home winning streak is astounding. And you know, Don, we talked at the beginning of the telecast that the Spy Ponders are undefeated in Division II North. And they have a 2-game lead.
Mm-hmm.
And the way things are shaping out in this Middlesex League doesn't look like they're going to get tested greatly down the stretch, although they may.
I think the one test they're going to have left, Scott, is a week from tonight at Belmont. Belmont gave them a decent game here at home earlier this season, and the game will be played at Belmont. Tough place to play. The gym is kind of set up strangely. The background to it, deep end zones, if you will, if I remember correctly, behind the backboard. So difficult place to play, and I think that's the one chance in league play of a team, you know, barring something, again, unforeseen. That's the one chance I see for someone to beat Arlington.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very tough place to play. It's a
three-point shot is no good.
like an airline hangar.
Let's check. Yeah, exactly. Let's check the Arlington lineup. You have Don Black. You have Nick Corrales. You have Doughton. You have McNamara back into the game. Thought he would not play the rest of this game. Gascoigne, who didn't play hardly at all in the third quarter, and McNamara picks up the loose change.
And Gascoigne goes up strong, is blocked, and McNamara there to clean up the mess for an easy deuce.
Three-pointer for Melanson, no. Black with the rebound. Arlington has numbers if they push. Here's Colin McNamara, dives in, lays it up left hand, no. Corrales puts it up, no. But he is fouled on the play, and he'll go to the line with a chance to get himself in the scorebook. Corrales not yet to score, but so many other things that he does out there on the floor, the sophomore. And I think as the time goes by, he'll become more of an effective scorer too, don't you, Scott?
I couldn't agree more, Don. I love his game. I love his hustle. As you said, you know, a lot of the things now aren't in the scorebook, but they will in the future. And he kind of takes everything that's given to him. He doesn't press it. He doesn't try to do too much. He does all the little things that you need. And, you know, he's usually a strong free throw shooter, misses a couple there, but I just can't say enough about Corrales.
Beautiful play there by the Red Devils, and Melanson, who finishes with the left hand. Black had the shot blocked from behind by Rodriguez. Now Burlington had the pack, but Doughton playing defensive back on that play, knocks it away, and Don Black will lay it in.
A beautiful pass there by Corrales. Black finishing at the rim, that time with his right hand. And the Spy Ponders get a deuce out of some helter-skelter play.
Rodriguez strong with the left hand, lays it in.
Rodriguez with the left, strong to the basket and finishing. Arlington allowing a dribble drive, something Coach Bowler and Woods aren't going to like.
Gascoigne with a step back three is short. Here's Melanson for the Red Devils. Martinez thought about from 4-point range. Instead he drives to the hole, count the basket. And Mike Martinez will have a chance for a three-point play.
Martinez strong to the hole with the hoop and the arm, and right now, I got to be honest, Don, the level of play for the Spy Ponders has dropped a bit. Certainly you can't blame them sometimes. You can't have full effort for every second of every game, but it's 62-45, and you have plans for possibly a state title. You want to make sure every second counts and that you're getting better with every tick of that clock.
Martinez unable to complete the three-point play, but Burlington came up with the rebound off the missed free throw. For Arlington, Ben Wasco checked back in the lineup, and now they get Colin on a cheap reach-in foul out here right at midcourt directly in front of us.
Cheap reach-in foul there, but I like the trap, and I like a little bit of the increased effort and urgency from the Spy Ponders, even though they hold a 67-45 lead.
And now there's a stoppage. Don't know what this delay is for. Ponders with their third team foul. Burlington has committed 7, so Arlington will be in the bonus for the duration of the game. If there's some problem with the shot clock, but on a foul, of course, the shot clock is reset to the full 30, no matter how much time was left on the shot clock. So everything's settled in, and Burlington will have the possession. Oh, you know what happened was the score was wrong. You had just mentioned it was 67-45. It's actually 62-45. So Ponders only actually lead it by 17, not 22. Martinez could cut into that lead. Blocked from behind. Corrales with 2 blocks in the last 3 minutes or so of playing time. Here's Don Black, and now Coach Bowler trying to get that timeout. And I guess the officials determined that Don really never had possession while Coach Bowler was asking for that timeout, and he's out of bounds. It's going to be Burlington ball.
Well, I'll tell you something, Don. 62-45 with 5:27. They're not out of the woods yet. They're going to have to play hard here. They're going to have to finish strong. They're going to have to play with purpose and conviction.
Spoken like a coach. Because I say this thing's over. Little kick back here. Martinez thought about the three and said he's going to drive in, put it in, count the basket.
A little hoop and a harm for Martinez. I'll tell you, this Martinez isn't a half-bad basketball player.
No. It's Martinez and Melanson, and that's it for them, unfortunately. Martinez with 17, Melanson with 19, counting for 36 of the Red Devil 47. That's too high of a percentage, I think, for a team to really have any survival in a game against a team as deep as Arlington.
Well, don't look now, but the
14-point lead.
14-point lead. Burlington is showing a little bit of spunk here. You want to run your offense, and you want to get a good shot at the basket.
Burlington now playing with a little bit sense of purpose here. McNamara had the shot blocked by a combination of Melanson and Martinez. Corrales tried to keep it in. He could not. Here's Rodriguez. And Rodriguez lays it in. And Coach Bull is going to have to take a timeout.
He is going to have to take a timeout. It's a 12-point lead with 4:43. And right now, the Burlington team is what I call sniffing a win. When you're down big, sometimes if you get back in the game, if you sniff the win, and what I mean by sniff the win is if you in your mind believe that, you know what, I think maybe we can win this game, sometimes it changes your attitude.
Sure.
Sometimes your attitude is now forward instead of backward, and the Spy Ponders on their end, they're thinking to themselves, don't want to blow the lead. They're smelling the sniff, don't want to blow, and they're retreating. So Coach Buller calls a timeout and says, no more retreating. We go forward here. We're attacking. We're looking for deflections. We're looking for steals. We're going forward. We're attacking them and meeting them head-to-head.
And that's something Coach Buller hates to do, is to have to take a timeout off of a negative play. He usually likes to try to call a timeout when his team scores and to change momentum, but he had to call a timeout to change momentum because right now it's all going Burlington's way.
Sure is. 4:43, 12-point lead, 6 baskets.
And it was as much as a 22-point lead, I want to say. So nice job here by the Red Devils on the road to show some gumption and keep this game close.
Very much so. Don't forget the gas going.
Arlington has their starting 5 in the game, and I thought this was a game that maybe Coach Bowler would be able to use the reserves for the fourth quarter. Wasco's shot is short. Burlington can get it to single digits with the 3.
Sure can.
Martinez might be the man to do. Nope, that's going to be off.
See if they get Gascoigne to touch. Get Gascoigne to touch.
Yeah, they've stopped going inside, but looks like Burlington has gone to a zone, and that perhaps that's why. Well, maybe not. Maybe like more of a matchup zone.
Yeah, it's a matchup zone. They're switching everything is what they're doing.
Okay. Here's Don Black with the left hand, lays it in a big hoop for the Ponders.
Who do you figure when the team needs a basket? Who's going to come to the rescue but my man Don Black? Big finish at the hole with the left hand.
20 for the junior tri-captain on the night.
And really none bigger than that too right there.
That was a big basket.
Big basket.
64-50 Ponders, 3.5 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Melanson for 3. He's got another one.
And now Phil Connors calls a timeout of one of those positive timeouts he said. That might be a little bit too little too late, although 3s are more than 2 last time I checked, so
good math.
The 3-pointer adds more than the 2-pointer for Mr. Black, so the Spy Ponders need to keep strong here, work the basketball, and I'll tell you, Don, I like to see Gascoigne get a touch. Early in this basketball game, it was Gascoigne off the glass, Gascoigne with a Sigma pivot, Gascoigne with a spin move, Gascoigne. Haven't heard much of him since then.
No, he's been very quiet here in the second half. As a matter of fact, I don't know if he's even scored in the second half. Maybe 1 basket.
So you'd like to see him get the ball to Gascoigne. Very interesting move here by Coach Bowler. He brings the freshman, Joseph, into the game to get another ball handler in there. What confidence shown in the freshman.
Good learning experience for him as well. Now McNamara having a tough time getting it over the time limit. He finally does. Here comes Gascoigne, and he tried for the slam and did not get it. Corrales able to come up with the rebound for the Ponders. Here's McNamara. Looked like he got hit. No, ball's knocked loose. And they're going to say that the Burlington player did not get that pass off before he landed, and he's going to be called for a traveling violation. I'll tell you, Scott, I'm sorry that we don't have his name here in our roster, but the turnaround kind of happened when they put the JV player in there, number 32.
The JV player, I really want to apologize to the player himself and the viewers. I kind of made a little funny remark about this JV player, but he really has shown his mettle tonight.
Sure has.
Kind of turned the game around.
Rodriguez for three. He's got it.
And here come the Burlington.
The Red Devils have.
The Red Devils.
That's a single digits, 9-point Ponder lead. Arlington again with a little bit of trouble getting it over the timeline. Here's Don Black to the hole. Count the basket. And Dominic Black will go to the line with a chance for a three-point play.
When you're in trouble, who you going to call, John Black? The hoop and the harm. He says, everybody, settle down. Take a deep breath. I got it all under control because I'm Don Black, and this is what I do.
Coach Connors did not care for that call. He thought his player had gone straight up and had a good legal guarding position, but the officials disagree. And Black again, true from the line, completes the three-point play. 23 points for Don Black here tonight.
And they've needed all of them tonight. He's been the best player on the floor for the Spy Ponders, especially when this game got close, tight, late.
Ponders by 11, three-point shot, no good. Black with the rebound. Feel a little bit better about it now with the Ponders up 11 and 2:22 remaining in the ball game.
Like to take a little clock, but definitely get Gascoigne a touch. I'd like to see Gascoigne touch the ball. They're going to four corners here. This is a little bit of confusion.
Now we have Bensley Joseph on isolation, but no, it goes to Colin. Colin was defended well by Rodriguez. He tries the move to the basket, and Rodriguez got him on the shooting arm. Too bad because for Burlington, because Rodriguez had played really good defense. Arlington was down to 2 seconds on the shot clock, and Rodriguez unfortunately commits the foul.
Yeah, very unfortunate. You know, a little confused there at the four-corner type offense. I don't think you're at the point where you really want to be moving backward towards the half-court line. I don't go into four corners. I don't start taking really milking clock until I've got a score that I don't think the other team can match. And I think that at 69, well, you're probably close there, but certainly at 67, I think that Burlington could get there with some three-pointers down the stretch.
Blocked from behind by Gascoigne. As down the other end, Colin McNamara did his job at the line, making both free throws. He has 11 points on the evening. Gascoigne on the other end with the defensive play, preventing an easy two.
So when the going got tough, the tough got going, and Black and McNamara led the club.
Now on the entry pass, foul committed by the Ponders. That's only Arlington's 5th team foul, so Burlington will inbound on the baseline. Not in the bonus yet. Arlington still with another foul to give.
Be very careful, guard underneath the basket here. Make sure you don't give up any uncontested three-pointers.
Here's Melanson, and they should get him for an offensive foul, and then they do. It was a great defensive play by Colin McNamara to take that charge.
Amazing defensive play, especially considering earlier in the game he went to the floor on a charge call against him, shaken up a bit, but shows he's still ready to play, still ready to make the tough winning plays.
100 seconds left in the ball game. Ponders by 13.
Get him a touch. Give it to him, son. Give it to him.
Burlington got it as close as 9. Gascoigne, baseline jump shot, long. Rebound, Burlington. Here's Rodriguez. Definitely, Melanson's going to definitely take that shot. Shot is no good. He's been pretty good from three-point range, but the 13-point deficit, Burlington looking to take quick shots, and that was off the mark.
The Jello's jiggling, the butter's getting hard. It's almost time to put this one in the freezer. It's just about over.
1 minute remaining in the game. Ponders by 13. They're going to win their 29th straight regular season home game. Colin McNamara with 2 more with the left hand, and he's really been going to the left tonight consistently.
He's going to the left to the point where if I'm scouting him, I'm going to start making him go right to see if he can make shots from there.
Yep. Rodriguez.
I'll tell you what
missed
actually
the three.
happened there.
It was a foul.
Is that Corrales got fouled
by his own man.
Black, which caused him to travel.
Correct.
So a blocking foul by Tom Black.
That's right.
Creates the travel for Corrales.
Unfortunate situation there for the Ponders. I'm not so sure that he didn't let that ball go, though. So anyway, Arlington now again, another great defensive play, cause another turnover. And where Arlington can't they can't run the clock out. There's about a 1 second differential between the two clocks. But Bensley Joseph getting some good crunch time experience here down the stretch of this one. He goes to the lane, makes a little bounce pass. Gascoigne not ready for it. Gascoigne said, that's my fault. I should have been ready for it. But I think it was a little bit behind him. I'm not so sure James could have done anything with that.
A little bit of dipsy-do, a little bit of mustard on the hot dog there for the freshman. Not sure Coach Bowler really likes that, but he certainly had a phenomenal debut, a spectacular debut as a freshman, and something for the Spy Ponders to really be excited about.
Shot's no good. Black with another rebound, and now the Ponders will be able to dribble out the final seconds, and that'll be the end of the game.
So the Spy Ponders up their home winning streak to 29, but Don, I think the story of the game was the super sensational debut of the freshman Bensley Joseph.
The final score here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium. Arlington High School 71, Burlington High School 56. Scott and I will be back with some post-game comments and interviews. Stay with us.
And we're back. Welcome to the ACMI post-game show. I'm here with the ACMI player of the game, Dom Black, my man Dom Black. And Dom, tell us a little bit about the week leading up to this game during practice. What was that like?
It was a good practice. There were hard practices day in and day out, and we knew the best players coming in from Burlington. We knew how to play our game, how to get stops on D, and run up and down the floor.
So tonight you got a big contribution from a freshman, Bensley Joseph. Tell us a little bit about Bensley and what he means to make a contribution like this tonight.
Yeah, well, we call Bensley Showtime. So basically, Benz is always ready to play.
That's awesome. So looking forward now, you got a bunch of wins under your belt. How do you get ready? How do you focus for the postseason? Because you've been there before.
Yeah, well, we know the postseason there's going to be bigger, better, and stronger teams, and we just got to play more confident. We got to play harder every day.
Awesome. So congratulations on a great game. Congratulations on the ACMI player of the game, my man Don Black. See you soon. Great. And we'll be back right after this. And we're back. I'm here with senior tri-captain Colin McNamara. And Colin, a big win tonight, but late in the game, you took a charge there and fell down hard. Tell us what happened.
On my layup attempt or the charge?
Layup attempt.
Yeah, so I mean, nobody picked me up at the three-point line, so I thought I was going to take it to the rim. If nobody was there, I might have gone up for the dunk. But, he set up late. I thought it was going to be a block. But, he set up for the charge. He got the charge. I kind of fell awkwardly on my side of my leg. But, it turned out it was just, some bruises. So I just had to get a breather real quick, tape up, the cuts, and I'll be right back in there.
Excellent. So now we saw tonight that you finished a lot with your left hand, almost more than your right. Is that something you're working on, or you just take what the defense gives you?
I've always loved to go to the rim with, on my left side. I normally finish with the right hand, but I always love going up with the, left foot, left hand, kind of double clutch in the air. That's kind of what I, been doing since I've been growing up. I jump higher up my left leg than my right leg. So, fortunately, that's what the defense gave me. So, I took it to the left side, finished with my left hand, to go over some of their shot blockers.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Don Black. So going forward now, what are the things that you need to focus on as a team and as a tri-captain to get yourselves ready for the postseason?
Definitely, closing out games. Believe in our teammates. I became a little selfish down the stretch. Obviously, I got to work on that. our team, everybody on the team's got to work on something.
Well, congratulations on another big win tonight, 29th straight home win, and look forward to seeing you in the future. Great game.
Thank you.
And so the Spy Ponders win tonight against Burlington, and for Scott Zwick, we're going to be right back right after this.
And we're back with Coach Bowler. Coach, congratulations on tonight's win.
Thank you. I thought, I thought we played well for most of the game. I think we, had a mental lapse in the fourth quarter, but we were able to rebound and, get the W.
You mentioned the fourth quarter. Looked like it was going to be one of those games you're going to be able to play the bench in the fourth quarter, and then, to Burlington's credit, they made a little bit of a run on you. You didn't look too happy because I know you don't like to take negative reinforcement timeouts, and you didn't look too happy you had to call that timeout, but then the team refocused and then ended up gliding away to the win at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I think it. I think we got up 24, and I think we kind of took our foot off the pedal and fell off the gas, and I think we gave them a lot of wide open looks to really good shooters. And a team like that, once they get some confidence, they can put up numbers. I mean, they can put up a 20, 30-point quarter. And I thought we did a great job the first three quarters of not allowing that, and then they just got hot. And then I think after the timeout, I think we kind of took a deep breath and took back the momentum.
In a game like this, where really you have just really two dominant scorers for Burlington with Melanson with 22 and DeMartinez with 18. Do you sometimes coach that up almost like, kind of let those guys get theirs and just make sure nobody else has any damage? Because they account for 40 out of the 56 points.
Yeah, no, we want to try to take them away. Like last year, we held Melanson to 0 points, and that mean, we want to make sure we're up on that. We overhelped a lot, giving those guys some open looks because they're really good players. They've been starting since their sophomore year. So I think we kind of overhelped on guys we shouldn't overhelp on, and we thought if we could shut down those two, we'd be in a very good position to win. Even them getting 40, still, I think those two are the main scorers. Number 4 also is a good player. I think we did a good job containing him for most of the game until the fourth.
Yeah, he had a couple threes at the end. Now, let me ask you this now, from your standpoint, seeing your team with McNamara with 13, Joseph with 11, Gascoigne 10, Black 22, and Ben Wasco at 9 tonight. Does that give you a little satisfaction when your scoring is a little more balanced because you have more players involved and it keeps the morale, not the morale, but you know what I mean, as far as the players all kind of, everyone's getting a little bit of pie?
Yeah, that's what, one of our big things is sharing the ball, and I think we did a pretty good job of it tonight. We could probably do a better job, but it's if someone's open ahead of you, pass it up. Everyone on our team, we have the ability to make shots and make plays, and I don't think we can rely. We don't have to rely on one person to do everything for us. We have a number of players, young players, that when their number gets called, can make plays.
And we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the debut of freshman Bensley Joseph tonight. Pretty impressive. Your thoughts with him tonight and going forward. What can we really expect from a freshman? How can he really contribute and help this team down the road?
Yeah, I mean, Bensley's a special player, a crowd favorite. The crowd was going crazy. He's worked so hard on his game, this year and in junior high. I mean, I saw him play in elementary school, and the skill level wasn't that good, but he just kept working and working and working, and now, I mean, he's probably one of the best freshmen around. He's tough. He can make threes. He can get other guys open looks. He can take the ball to the rim. Defensively, he's tough. He should be a very special player for us this year and in the future.
Fantastic. Coach Bowler, 29-game home winning streak and counting, looking for 30 on Tuesday night against Stoneham. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Coach Bowler's been our guest, and I'd like to say goodbye to everybody out there at home for joining us. Thank you very much. For our ACMI staff led by Kevin Wetmore, for my partner Scott Zwick, I'm Don Phelan. Our next home game will be Tuesday night when the Spartans of Stoneham come in, and as I mentioned to Coach Bowler, they'll be looking for their 30th consecutive home regular season victory. It just sounds crazy to say. It's such a great thing. So again, the final score here tonight from the Kozlowski Gymnasium, Arlington 71 and Burlington 56.